The problem with double car garage doors is that high winds cause the door to breathe in and out. And most doors are designed to allow only a limited amount of play. What we have to do is reinforce the door at its weakest points. Retrofitting a garage door involves installing cross bracing or girts onto each panel of your door. These girts can be 2x4s or steel girts from your garage door manufacturer. Steel girts are your best bet.
You may also need heavier hinges, additional center and end supports for each section of your door, and also stronger vertical track. Visit your local building supply retailer to learn about the options available.
You may find that your particular garage door cannot be reinforced this way. If that's the case, you may want to investigate purchasing a new door. You can purchase a specially reinforced door that can withstand winds up to 120 miles an hour. And you can expect to pay between $400 and $450 for a double garage door of this type.
We're installing girts made specifically for our door.
The cost of garage door bracing kits varies by manufacturer. You can expect to pay between $70 and $150, depending on the size of your door.
One thing to keep in mind when reinforcing your garage door, adding girts adds weight to the door, and this could affect the door's performance. Check to see if your door is properly balanced by lowering it about halfway. It should stay right there on its own. If it falls or springs back up, you should have your springs adjusted. Garage door springs, whether they're torsion springs or coil and cable, are dangerous. If you need them adjusted, call in a professional. It's not very expensive, and it's well worth it.
You should also examine the track on your garage door. If it is susceptible to pulling out from the wall or bending, you should consider reinforcing or replacing it with a new track.
Installing storm shutters over all exposed glass surfaces is one of the easiest methods of protecting the shell of your home. You should cover all windows, French doors, and sliding glass doors. Your options include manufactured storm shutters like these storm panels and pre-cut plywood. Both work well if installed properly.
Be sure to check with your local building officials. Wind pressure requirements for shutters vary by coastal zone, and in some areas require a permit before installation.
And don't wait until a hurricane is headed your way. You can save time and frustration by installing the anchors or the brackets now and by storing your shutters.
Also, remember that shutters are meant to protect doors and windows from flying debris. They are not flood protection. Let's start with the plywood shutters. To install plywood shutters on a wood frame house, you'll need wood screws, plastic-coated permanent wood screw anchors, washers, and 5/8" plywood. You'll also need a circular or hand saw, a drill with the appropriate bits, and a hammer. Measure the door or window opening and add 8 inches to the height and width to provide a 4-inch overlap, and cut the plywood. Drill holes in the plywood at each corner and at 12-inch intervals. The holes should be 2.5 to 3 inches from the outside of the board. You want to be sure that the holes correspond with the location of the studs. Also, drill several holes close to the center of the plywood to allow for pressure equalization. Holding the plywood in place over the window, mark each hole position on the siding.
Drill holes with a drill bit appropriate for the anchors you are using. Now, install the anchors. It's a good idea to go ahead and install the shutters to make sure everything fits correctly.
If you're installing plywood shutters over masonry, you'll use galvanized permanent expansion anchors and lag bolts. You'll also need a masonry bit for your drill. The installation is the same as that for wood frame homes. We're using 3/8" bolts and lag sleeves here. You should install the shutters to make sure that everything fits properly.
We're installing steel shutters on our home. There are several kinds of manufactured shutters available. We'll be using these steel storm panels. They're lightweight and stackable and are custom fit for each door and window. Visit your local building supply retailer to learn more about the kinds of window protection available. You'll want to take measurements of each door and window and make a note of the construction used, whether it's wood or masonry. Be sure to ask about the weight gauge and thickness of the panels. The lower the gauge and greater the thickness, the stronger the shutter. We're going to fully install them now to get all the hardware in place and to make sure we can do it when a hurricane watch is issued.
Keep your window protection stored in an accessible location and show all of your family members how they work. When a hurricane watch is issued, install your door and window protection, gather all of your outdoor furniture, trash cans, and anything that can become airborne during a windstorm, and store them inside your home. When a hurricane warning is issued, listen to your radio for information. If you live in an evacuation zone and the authorities order you to evacuate, do so immediately.
I think we're as ready as we can be for the next storm. We've checked our roof system and protected all of the exterior openings. Remember to check with your local emergency management office or Red Cross chapter to learn more about recommendations and building codes for your area.
These projects should make your home more wind resistant, but if the wind is strong enough, your home could still be severely damaged or even destroyed. If a hurricane is headed toward your home, evacuate if told to do so by the authorities. Should you decide to stick it out, you should be prepared to move away from outside windows and doors to a center hallway or bathroom. Even if you decide to evacuate, you should install a temporary protection that we've shown you, since it may reduce damages caused by the storm.
That's all it takes. A couple of weekends and you'll be ready. Your local Red Cross chapter and emergency management agency can be valuable resources if you need more information. If you are building a new home or addition to an existing one, make sure that all aspects of the construction meet the latest codes and recommendations. And once again, please do these projects now. No one knows when the next hurricane will strike. I do know that you can be better prepared for it. Thank you for watching.